What is going on? My name is REOG Juice from the D and Juice YouTube channel. Obviously, my wife no longer posts here, so I run this channel now, and I'm completely fine with that. It is what it is. But let's talk real quick before we do that. I'm sorry. To check out my other social platforms, profiles, IG, Facebook, or whatnot. I'll leave the link down below in this video, and you're all set. So let's talk finally. You read the title, excuse me. So you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. Deep breath. So, real quick, there's a big difference between so-called ghetto black American women, and there's a huge difference with so-called black American women. These are two different breeds of people. Now, I'm very aware that there's ghetto women in general, and that consists of Caucasians, Hispanics, Asians. There's ghetto in every so-called race or ethnic group on earth. Every group has a set of trashy, terrible people who are ignorant, immature, irresponsible. They exist in every single so-called race group on earth. Okay, it's not just a so-called black thing. Everyone has ghetto people in their group or their ethnic group, right? Just want to put that out real quick. But in this video, we will talk about specifically so-called black American women, right? And again, there's a difference between the two, ghetto black American women and so-called black American women. And the reason why the two are different is, you already heard it, ghetto black American women, to me, just my opinion, right? To me, are one of the most immature people on earth. Immature and irresponsible like there's no tomorrow. And let's be clear, just because the term ghetto is being used to describe people, it doesn't mean their finances are also a major factor, because it's not. And what I mean by that is, just because you're ghetto doesn't mean you're poor. Absolutely incorrect. In 2024, in today's world, ghetto people have money. Yeah, you have rich ghetto people. You have wealthy ghetto people. You have mid-class, poor, low. You get my drift. So ghetto doesn't mean your finances. It has nothing to do with it. Ghetto, to me, has now become a mindset and also a behavior. Ghetto people are irresponsible and immature people. But again, we'll just talk about the so-called black American women and the ghetto black American women. The ghetto black American women are immature and irresponsible, ignorant, trash, garbage. And they have a preference in terms of their dating, in terms of what type of men or women they prefer being with, right? They have a preference like everybody else. Some people prefer tall, short, wide, skinny, dark, light. You get it, right? You get it. They have a preference. You may be asking, what is the preference, right? What is the preference for a ghetto black American woman? I'll tell you. Their preference, sadly, but not surprised, but the ghetto black American women's, I can't, mouthful, their preference is, you guessed it, ghetto black American men. Peanut butter and jelly. They go together, right? Perfect marriage. They're both equally irresponsible and just terrible, trashy people. And these ghetto black American men, to me, typically, they are criminals. They have some type of arrest history, a rap sheet of all types of criminal activities that they've been involved in. Shootouts, scamming, fraudulent activity, selling drugs, some type of domestic abuse or battery. That's them, right? Baby mamas like there's no tomorrow. This is the type of man the ghetto black American women choose to be with. A lot of times, these are what they call, these men, right? These ghetto black American men are known as bad boys, right? They're exciting. They're fun to be around. And this is what excites ghetto black American women, who are also immature and irresponsible people. They want to be part of that excitement, air quote. is immature behavior. This excitement that I'm referring to are shootouts involving some type of, domestic abuse, fights, stealing cars, drug dealing, scamming. This is what they find exciting, right? Criminals, they find attractive because they're fun to be around. And you probably, you understand this yourself already, that this is not what we call exciting, right? Responsible people do not see criminal activity as exciting. It was just a criminal, and you belong in jail because you're a criminal. But this is what, the ghetto black American woman choose to be with. They have no interest in men like me, right? Men like me have 9-to-5 jobs. We're not involved in any type of criminal activity. I'm not a felon. I don't plan on being one either. Not trying to shame anybody, but I don't have a bunch of face tattoos. Not trying to shame you if you do. Right? That doesn't mean you're a bad person, but a lot of times they do gravitate towards men that have facial tattoos. And tattoos doesn't mean you're a bad person. Let's make that very clear. But I brought that up because, let's be real, a lot of these dudes have facial tattoos. It is what it is. A lot of them smell like weed, like there's no tomorrow. You do. You do. And there's nothing wrong with smoking marijuana. Like, I'm not against that, but there's a way to be classy with it. You don't have to smell like it every time I'm around you. That's the problem. It stinks, okay? I much prefer being around someone that wears cologne, smells nice, and you smoke marijuana. That's cool, but to smell like it everywhere, at church, your job, come on. No type of class. It's disgusting, really. But this is what women like to do. This is what the ghetto black American woman want to be with, basically. Men like me, they do not have interest in it. I'm not complaining. I'm not sitting here complaining that they have no interest in me, crying about it. I'm freaking, it is a major compliment. Like, there's no tomorrow that I'm not what they find to be attractive because of my lifestyle and my behavior, right? Again, I'm not involved in criminal activity. I have no interest in being part of that type of life. I don't want to be around a nightclub all day around a bunch of people, right, who are just drinking and all this stuff. I'm not part of that scene. The nightlife is just not for me. I love working out. I love going for long runs on the beach. I love going to the gym. I love working out. I have no baby mamas. I don't have any kids yet. I am married. I have a wife. We want kids. I have a good paying job. We run a small business, my wife and I. So life is great. She's not involved. She has no interest in being involved with someone who likes to be on the scene, the nightclubs. There's just that type of scene around those type of people, right? Not to shame people that does that. I'm not here to do that. There's nothing wrong with going out to a nightclub. It's just not for me. That's just not my kind of scene anymore. I like something that's a little private, reserved. It's not too loud. I just turned 40, obviously, so I kind of been there, done that when I was younger, obviously. So to me, it is kind of a phase, and I just grew out of it. And I'm just on the opposites, just quiet, responsible, and mature people are who I want to be around 24/7. And that's where I'm at right now in life. But again, there's a difference between the two women I just described. Black American women are the complete opposite of the ghetto black American woman. This woman wants to be with responsible, mature men who are not involved in criminal activity, right? They have no interest. If anything, black American women distance themselves away from ghetto black American women because they know this type of person is too immature and irresponsible to be around and ignorant, right? Yeah, the black American woman is the complete opposite of the ghetto black American woman. I promise you. Women like that, black American women, find me attractive. They do. Because I'm what they want. I am. I am. I'm in shape. Again, I have a really good paying job. I'm not involved in any trouble. No gang affiliation, no arrest history, no felonies, no baby mamas. I'm quiet. I'm not always on the scene. Very reserved. That's what they find attractive. Responsible, mature men who are critical thinkers. That's me. all day. And I do believe in marriage. I do believe in getting married and raising children in the marriage. That's, excuse me, I just had lunch. I'm just a bunch of gas, excuse me. But that's this is the Black American woman. This is why I say there's a difference between the two. I'm trying to tell you something. They're so different. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. And the worst part about what I'm saying about all this, the worst part is there's more ghetto Black American women. Like, there's a bigger population of that type of woman than the opposite. There's a very small pool of Black American women. It's shrinking by the reason why it's shrinking, because being ghetto and ignorant, immature, irresponsible, being that is so celebrated, encouraged, is promoted. It's cool to be that person. It's cool to be immature and irresponsible. And that's what I call a ghetto person of all so-called race. Being irresponsible and immature, ignorant is accepting in today's world, sadly. It's trending too. It's cool to be that. It's not cool to be the opposite. And like I said before, the sad part is this pool of Black American women is shrinking because it's not cool to be them. It's not cool to be a woman who's responsible, mature, wants to be married, wants to raise children, has a good paying job, enjoy being classy, quiet, enjoy traveling, just really family oriented, not always on the scene, the nightclubs. This woman is shrinking, or that pool of women is going away because it's not cool to be them anymore. The same thing goes for men. Ghetto Black American men, there's more of them. There's a way bigger population of them than the opposite, Black American men. It's all shrinking because it's cool to be ghetto. Look at the BET Awards. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm just trying to paint this picture for you that being ghetto is so accepting, it's disgusting to me. But the BET Awards very much celebrate being ghetto. They encourage it to be ghetto. They promote it, and they promote it by just allowing ghetto performers, ghetto Black American performers, to go on stage and perform their ratchet music and show how cool it is to be like them. I remember one time, multiple times, where BET Awards very much did feature or host classy Black American performers. Even the host was also a classy person. Did you see the highlights this year? I don't watch that show anymore, but just the highlights. But did you see the highlights for 2024? The whole show is basically a bunch of half-naked women gyrating, twerking. This is all they do, literally. This is what it's all about when it comes to the BET Awards. And sadly, millions of people are watching this award show, and they're seeing how Black American people are acting, and sadly they're getting it confused with ghetto Black Americans. That's how they act. And the sad part about this is that ghetto Black Americans, because there's so many of them, they basically hijacked Black culture in the Black community. Because when you say Black people in America, you're really saying ghetto Black people, because there's more of them. They're always on TV. They're popular. It's cool to be them. It's not cool to be the opposite. I'm sweating, crazy. Turn the AC real soon. Yeah, it's cool to be them. And BET does a great job promoting them like there's no tomorrow. And I think people are realizing and waking up to this terrible, I guess, revolution, right? Where being ghetto is so cool. I think people are waking up and they're understanding that this is not cool, and I want no part of it, because Black Americans want no part of ghetto Black Americans. They also distance themselves from these people because they're trash. Even my parents are from Haiti. They already saw the difference between the two, and they made sure to keep us, my siblings and I, away from the ghetto Black American kids. And I don't blame them. I do not blame them. Again, immature, irresponsible. That's the ghetto Black American woman, or people, really. But we'll just talk about the Black American woman and the ghetto Black American woman in this video. They're not the same people. And there's so many sad things to say, because when you come across typically a Black American woman, because there's so many ghetto Black American women out there, it's hard to tell who's who until you talk to them. And because there's so many Black ghetto American women in this country, because it's cool to be them. You know, and that's the sad part, because like I said, that population of Black American women is shrinking. It's not cool to be them anymore. Maybe back in the 1940s and 50s it was. You know, it was cool to be classy. It was cool to be respectful, have manners. You know, it was cool to have a husband and be married and that whole thing. It's not that anymore. It is accepting to be a baby mama. And like I said, the ghetto Black American woman, they want to be with immature and irresponsible men. It's a sad thing what's going on today. But like I said, they don't want me. And I'm not complaining. I keep saying that. I'm not complaining here. I'm happy that I'm not their type. Thank God I'm not your type, because I have no interest in being a felon. I have no interest in scamming people, robbing, shootouts, stealing cars, you know, not having a job. I have no interest in living that lifestyle with it, which women, ghetto Black American women, call exciting, right? Bad boys are fun. They're exciting. You keep them. I will be the square and be that person till the day I croak. I have no interest in being your type. I'm glad you bypass me when you see me. Keep doing it. You go be with the bad boys, the drug dealers, do your thing, because we both know it's just a dead end. You will very much have another baby daddy. He will cheat on you, put you into some kind of trouble that you asked for because you chose to be with him. And really, I can't blame the man for your decision of being with them. It's a decision to be with somebody. They didn't force you to be with them. You decided to be with them, and that's it. You made this adult decision. You got to live with it, right? Because you do have other options besides that type of man, and because you decided to be with them, that's on you. That's a choice you made, a very poor choice, and it's so common, it's crazy. Like right now, this is like the weirdest time to see what's going on, because I cannot believe that being ghetto is so accepting within the Black community or Black culture. It's accepting. Like, they again hijack the entire culture, literally. When you say Hispanic people or Caucasians or Asians, you don't say ghetto Hispanic, ghetto Asians, ghetto Indians. Their culture is not based on that, being ghetto and ratchet. Sadly, even same thing with Asians. When you say an Asian person, you do not think of the worst people when it comes to Asian people. When you say Black American people, you think of the worst. And it's sad, because the worst of Black Americans are now the face of Black culture in the community, which is the ghetto Black American person. They have become the face of this culture and this community in America. And that's insane that this is happening, because again, other race or groups are not having this issue. The worst of them are not the face of them, but for some reason, for Black people or Black Americans, the face of them are the worst of them. And thanks to thanks to platforms like BET are keep promoting the ratchet ghetto behavior, everybody wants to be part of that, because it's cool, it's accepting to be ghetto. It's promoted, it's encouraged, it's celebrated, and it's just awful. It is terrible. So if you are a non-ghetto person, be that person. Be the square. You're not a square, you're just smart. You are a thinker. You're not trying to be part of some a culture that's based around being ignorant and irresponsible and immature. Stay out of that. Be the opposite. Trust me, you're doing the right thing. Let me get up out of here. Again, this phone is getting really hot. And thanks for watching this video. More information down below. Connect with me. And yeah, thanks for listening. Peace out.